Shakespeare composed What You Do About Nothing in 1598 to 1599. It was first published in 1600 in quarto form and then included in the 1623 folio. But what's amazing about it is its staying power, how it's still so widely read and beloved even today. I think the reason why it's so popular is that it's Shakespeare's most mature romantic comedy. It pairs two lovers, one Beatrice and Benedick, who are at each other's throats and have something of a battle of the sexes. But that masks their true feelings of love for one another. And here are our players, our own student actors, who are trying to find the verve and stress in Shakespeare's own verse, in his own words, in his own language. Hey, welcome. Are you all ready to talk about Shakespeare's Much Ado About Nothing? Yeah. That's great, because it's a play about a lot of things, including two topics that I think all of us are interested in, including love and friendship.
Much ado about nothing is much ado about love and friendship. Much ado about, much ado about, much ado about love and friendship. Much ado about love and friendship.
Much Ado About Nothing is Shakespeare's great romantic, jubilant comedy. Most of my students are surprised to learn that Beatrice and Benedick are actually a subplot to Shakespeare's original source material. It was an old Italian story about Claudio and Hero. That constituted Shakespeare's main plot, but his addition, his brilliant, magical extra ingredient was the creation of Benedick and Beatrice. And they are these two characters who are in love with one another but can't admit that they're in love with one another. Benedick calls her my dear lady Disdain, and calls her my lady Tongue, and she complains about how she lent her heart to him once, but he played for that heart with false dice. The key character to watch here is Benedick, a man's man, who spends most of the play bonding and joking with his bros, Don Pedro and Count Claudio.
My favorite character in Much Ado About Nothing is Benedick, because I can relate to him because he's a man's man, and he's shown to be a war hero in the beginning of the play, and he doesn't want to give in to love.
One woman is fair, yet I am well. Yes. Another virtuous, yet I am well.
Very nice.
But till all graces be in one woman shall not come in my grace.
A dear happiness to women. They would else have been troubled with the pernicious suitor. I thank God and my cold blood I am in your humor for that. I would have rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
God keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other shall scape a predestinate scratched face.
Then he overhears that Beatrice loves him, and he begins to let down his barriers, but he still doesn't want to, and it takes a lot of fighting for him to fully love Beatrice, but once he does it fully and wholeheartedly.
Shakespeare's Much Ado is written predominantly in prose, but there are several key moments in which characters break out into verse. A central moment is Beatrice's recognition of Benedick's love for her and her corresponding resolution to love him in return. And it's beautiful that Shakespeare poeticizes the moment. What fire is in mine ears? Can this be true? Stand I condemned for pride and scorn so much? Contempt, farewell, and maiden pride, adieu. The lines start to rhyme, but we don't necessarily notice that they start to rhyme because we notice the power of a conversion, the power of a recognition, the power of love.
I love thee with so much of my heart that there is none left to protest. I love thee with so much of my heart that none is left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
A relationship that's been staged very successfully for hundreds of years. The play is sometimes referred to as Benedick and Beatrice, and I find that my students are very attracted to this dynamic between them, and especially my female students for the character of Beatrice. And if you just pause for a moment and think about Beatrice's strength of character, how she wields language, how she speaks her mind, she does things that would have been considered highly indecorous in the Elizabethan period, but yet comports with our notions of strong, intelligent, spirited women.
Surely I do believe your fair cousin is wronged.
How much might the man deserve of me that would right her?
Ooh, that's nice.
I am most like the character of Beatrice in Much Ado About Nothing. She's sassy, she's kind of funny, and she really likes to kind of be flirtatious. And I think she shows also, this tension too between loyalty in friendship and loyalty to her heart, which she struggles with, and I think I relate to that. And I think it's something that a lot of women struggle with.
Beatrice!
Princes and counties, surely a princely testimony, a goodly count. Count Comfect, a sweet gallant surely. Oh, that I were a man for his sake, or that I had any friend would be a man for my sake. But manhood is melted into courtesies, valor into compliment, and men are only turned into tongue, and trim ones too. He is now as valiant as Hercules that only tells a lie and swears it. I cannot be a man with wishing, therefore I will die a woman with grieving.
Tarry, good Beatrice. By this hand, I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than swearing by it.
Think you in your soul that Count Claudio hath wronged Hero?
Yea, as sure as I have a thought or a soul.
Beatrice is a model in many ways, or a character that so many young women immediately identify with because of her sharp intelligence, because of her ability to fight back.
Kill Claudio.
Ha! Not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny it. Farewell.
Tarry, sweet Beatrice.
I am gone the wine here. There is no love in you. Nay, I pray you let me go.
Beatrice.
In faith, I will go.
Beatrice asks Benedict, the man she loves, to kill Claudio, the man she hates. It's a perfectly heart-wrenching harmonization between the forces of love and hate.
Beatrice asks Benedict to kill Claudio because Claudio calls his wife-to-be unchaste on the day of their wedding, on slim proof given to him by a known troublemaker.
Atrocious assault on a woman's honor with very, very little proof, and something that, in fact, Beatrice knows to be false.
Who would enjoy being unjustly accused and slandered in front of their family and friends? Who would enjoy that? Yeah, it might actually be a painful experience. In fact, it is a deeply painful experience, all right? And that's what's written all over Hero's face. There, Leonato, take her back again. Give not this rotten orange to your friend.
There, Leonato, take her back again. Give not this rotten orange to your friend.
There, Leonato, take her back again. You hear? You hear the difference? Yeah, you got that big burst on the word there, okay? And he could then say, there, Leonato, take her back again.
Claudio has basically murdered Hero in those days because if her character is destroyed, she doesn't have anything left.
It would almost be better if she had died. If a woman is seen to be unchaste, no one would marry her because they would see her as unvirtuous, and she might as well be living in the street. And so if a woman's reputation is everything.
All right, now she's saying what she actually feels, what's written on her heart, right? Which is that someone must challenge the person who slandered her cousin in order for Hero's reputation to be restored. All right, and that then mandates is kill Claudio, okay?
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Beatrice asked Benedict to kill Claudio because she needs someone to be an ally and a friend for her family and to restore her family's honor and her kinswoman's honor.
When Beatrice says to Benedick, you've got to protect Hero's reputation for chastity. And that means you will have to break free of the fetters of your male friendships and camaraderie amongst them and stand like a chivalric courtier up for those people who have been unjustly accused. And so Beatrice, her strength of character, her dazzling wit, and her ability to come to the moral quick or point of a matter makes her a very strong character, one of Shakespeare's strongest heroines.
As you, and then that's for you. But believe me not.
It's like you're saying, there you go.
I confess nothing.
Yes.
Nor I deny nothing.
Yes, that's how you do that. Very well done. Now you got it, okay?
I love teaching young people the plays of William Shakespeare, not just in the classroom, but also on the stage.
People shouldn't just read Much Ado About Nothing, they should perform it. I think it's important that they read it, but you're not getting the entire play or the meaning of the play if you aren't performing it or going to see it be performed. I think it's really important.
It's fascinating to watch what happens when a young person gravitates towards a role and decides to make that part his or her own. They have to take risks, they have to be vulnerable, they have to play emotions that can be difficult to perform.
And
Trim once too.
Just turn and say it to him.
And trim once too.
What happens through this process is they develop a kind of poise and bravery and even critical acumen about Shakespeare's plays, such that they can internalize these roles and make them not just believable, but moving to audiences. And so I found that Shakespeare is a way of shaping young people, shaping their, not just their intelligence, but also shaping their spiritedness, their audacity, their capacity to commit to something.
I love Much Ado About Nothing because men need to learn how to stay in line.
I'm really into Much Ado About Nothing because thou and I are too wise to woo peaceably.
I'm really into Much Ado About Nothing because kill Claudio.
I really like Much Ado About Nothing because Benedick's a bra.
I'm really into Much Ado About Nothing because there are so many hot guys in it.
I'm really into Much Ado About Nothing because it teaches me how to beat a man in a battle of wit.
I'm really into Much Ado About Nothing because, like Don Pedro, I'm a part-time matchmaker.
I'm really into Much Ado About Nothing because I need a hero.
I'm into Much Ado About Nothing because it's so hilarious.
I'm into Much Ado because the insults are fire.
I'm really into Much Ado About Nothing because tricking your friends is fun.
I'm really into Much Ado About Nothing because it teaches you that the person you hate could end up to be the love of your life.
I love Much Ado because Shakespeare's the bomb.
I'm really into Much Ado About Nothing because who doesn't love a good battle of the sexes?
I really like Much Ado About Nothing because it has much to do about love and friendship.